Hello, this is Paul Campbell, Lexington's Green Thumb Realtor, just giving you a quick tour of my garden. This is rutabaga right in front of me. You see the yellow blooms. They'll bloom all summer long, and they are a perennial in Lexington. Behind the rutabaga is my trellised cucumbers, and right behind the cucumbers are the trellised green beans. Actually, some of them are yellow. You'll notice two different kinds of cucumbers here. The first one that you see is an Asian cucumber. That one's about 18 inches long. They're burpless, really good. And then one right next is the Marketmore cucumber, which sets a little more prolific in setting fruit, but the cucumbers don't get as big. Right below me here is a squash. The beans were planted about 6 weeks ago. In about 2 weeks, it looks like we're going to have long green beans. These are actually a yellow Romana, one of my favorite flat beans. You see them blooming right there. Right over here is some okra, and okra is already beginning to get some fruit set on it. And my wife's favorite flower, the zinnia. Walk over here, you see the onions. We've been eating lots of onions, and the tops start to bend. They're ready to eat. Nice, great big onions. We have harvested several different harvest times of broccoli, and the broccoli, if you keep enough water on it in the dry periods, will just continue to produce really well these side shoots. Potatoes are just about grown all the way out. We've started eating potatoes. And up here we have tomatoes, probably enough to almost feed the neighborhood. This is one of my favorite, heirloom yellow. This is actually right here. Be ripe here in a couple more weeks, maybe sooner. Is the Brandywine, and this is actually a cherry. I think this is the chocolate cherry. And one of the tomatoes that I've grown this year that I grew in Seattle several years ago, it didn't do so well, but it's doing really well here, is a Castelletta. Awfully beautiful fruit the way it grows, very ridged. This is an heirloom from Italy, southern Italy. And then right over here is the basil, the Genovese type. As long as you keep the heads of the basil topped off, it'll just keep growing. And over here we have some peppers, and one of my favorites, the Jimmy Nardello, will turn a bright orange red, probably 3 weeks away from being ready to eat also. And some winter squash. There's some butternut squash, and some more peppers growing in amongst the squash and the basil, and more tomatoes. I really like to stake my tomatoes. I don't like the rusty wire look, and they get ripe sooner. I don't know if you get any more, but you get ripe tomatoes sooner. And we have some cherry tomatoes, Sun Gold, my favorite cherry tomato. It's just about ready. In fact, it looks like there's about 3 of them there that we can maybe harvest tomorrow on June 25th. We're going to get tomatoes on June 26th, it looks like. Well, that's just a short tour of the Campbell Garden here in Lexington, Kentucky. I hope you can come visit us sometime. Bye now.